the Murphy Productions podcast, and today we have a special guest, AJ
AJ
Knowles.
Knowles.
So AJ Knowles is a very big behind the scenes of the Murphy Productions. He's when did you first start helping out with short films and stuff?
Like it.
And try to be
Like
either try to talk loud because the mic's way off, but
probably like June of late June, early July of last year.
probably.
Something like that.
That would be around the time he joined Murphy Productions. Let's see.
Oh no.
Where?
It was more like July of the year before that.
Probably because
Because that would have been around the first time I came here.
Yeah. AJ is one of the newer. I don't want to say newer, but
It's been about a year,
about
2
a
years,
year or two.
year
Me
and
and
a half,
AJ's been
maybe.
hanging out. So anyway, so AJ he is on some films in Murphy Production. On one specifically, the Johnny Allen Haunted Hayride. He played fan favorite The Reject. He was the long haired,
Long hair,
machete wielding maniac.
blood face.
Oh yes, if you look, he actually was the host. I forgot he's the host of the
I was
documentary on Haunted Hayride.
I gave a lot of interviews to. Actually, I did all but the last few because
Yeah,
I had to go.
AJ had to leave. But so let's talk a little bit for the Reject. We're going to talk about it later on in the film in the uh, episode.
Episode or whatever.
Oh, crap!
It is.
Can you go turn that air? Go turn the air conditioner off. Just keep talking to them.
Um.
Tell them about the. Hold on. We're working on mics. I promise. They're just not cheap.
Yeah, they are.
Not good ones.
You can get the little.
But I want like professional mics. Anyway.
You want professional.
Exactly. So, what were we talking about? Oh yeah. So tell us a bit about the coming together of the Reject outfit. One last thing before that. The Reject was not a character before the Hayride. So we just kind of came up with that after the Hayride because we enjoyed the costume.
Well, we had like a idea of what we wanted to do, but we like kind of pieced it together throughout the day. Like we found a wig at one point, and we just decided to throw that in there. So the wig wasn't going to be a thing. I don't really know what we were going to do other than the wig. We had, and then I went to his mom, Miss Taffany Allen, and I didn't really have a inspiration. I just said, do what you want to do. And she completely covers my face in white paint. And I'm like, this ain't going to work. And then she puts like the black spots. My eyes were black. And then she gets into the blood under the eyes.
Very good.
And the mouth. And then I was like, well, it looks good, but just the face looks good. And, the theme was kind of redneck.
Yeah, the redneck hillbillies.
The hillbilly in the woods. That was kind of the whole thing. So, like, I had camouflage, some old torn up jeans, and then...
you had that bulletproof vest on, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
One of
that
our...
thing was heavy, too.
Hunter's granddaddy was... I believe he was
Vietnam.
He was a Vietnam veteran and had a bulletproof vest from Vietnam.
So
he donated it and let us use it, and it looked awesome.
And I remember I was talking to Mr. Josh, and he was like,
Josh being
I was
Hunter's
like,
father.
You aren't gonna be mad if I get some blood on this vest, and he's like, well, I'm sure there's been blood on it before,
gosh.
and that just made me not want to wear it, but I think I weighed a solid 20 pounds. And
yeah.
I was about to die by the end of the night.
Yeah. So so the Reject, me and AJ, I don't know, you can, let me try to think of what to say. Okay, so AJ's costume was, we all unanimously agreed, the people that worked on Johnny Allen's Haunted Hayride, which, like you saw in the last video, is confirmed to be having the second one coming this October. or this October, November, whenever we decide to do it at the
It's
end of
gonna
this
be
year.
a lot bigger.
It's gonna be a whole lot bigger and hopefully more professionally filmed. No offense to my mom who videoed, but she was
It's the
busy getting
camera. It
scared.
wasn't the.
It wasn't her. It was just we didn't have a very good camera, and it was literally the darkest night of the month.
The moon wasn't even out.
Yeah, there was no moon at all.
Johnny was like, "Yeah, that's the night I chose because that night the moon's gonna be full." And then there wasn't.
There was no moon.
There was no moon. It was just like not even clouds. It was just dark.
Just darkness. Okay, so we all unanimously agreed that AJ's costume was the best because it looked amazing. And I got to looking at it, and it was relatively simple to make, minus the bulletproof vest, of course. But
Yeah.
we have it. Well, we don't have it here, but we have
We
access
can
to
get
it.
it,
Um,
and even if we can't, I'm sure that can be.
we it can be
Arranged.
substituted. It's not a needed, but we can figure something out. But the idea is we're gonna make a short film based off of that character known as the Reject. We got the name that we. This probably is not going to be in the short film, but he's a reject of Kiss because he looked like he was Gene Simmons and that his name.
I guess.
I
don't
think-
know.
I think-
never
I think
watched it.
I think his name's Gene Simmons, but he looked like he got kicked out of Kiss. But so we haven't really discussed it farther than that. We were planning on filming for it. I had an idea and everything. It's going to be kind of like a Groundhog Day, which I don't know if we're really going to do that. If you've watched Groundhog Day, it's
Like where it's the same thing over.
it's
and over
same, yeah,
again?
exactly. And it would be I would be a guy that was killed by the Reject, and I wake up in a grave, and
Well, oh, you're talking about the video, not the hayride.
no, oh yeah, not the
I was,
hayride.
I was getting a little confused.
But the short film would be about. I don't know if this is what's going to end up being, but this was one of the ideas that was thrown around. Is that I would wake up and AJ's character, the Reject, would kill me, and then as soon as I die, it would go right back to me waking up in the grave, and then over time, my character would have to try to figure out how to get away from the Reject.
How it's gonna.
Exactly.
You're gonna beat me.
But we don't know if that. I kind of do want to go because if you can't see this, I'm going to put it in frame for the listeners. That Jason is my favorite horror character of all time. You can ask me literally anything, and I could tell you about Friday the 13th.
I couldn't.
So obviously I love the slasher genre, and I do kind of want. I think that would be a great idea to have a down to root slasher film for the Reject.
Well, we haven't had like a actual pure slasher film. Like
Well, we had Larry the Clown, but that was it was 4 minutes long.
he didn't even kill you.
He does kill me.
I mean, yeah,
He hits
but
me with
when
a
he hits
car
you
and
with
then-
a truck, he don't kill you. Like
He chops me.
after you got hit with the truck,
Yeah.
so you're already dead.
Well, still. Well, we do want. Hey, maybe this doesn't necessarily have to be a short film. Slasher films are known for being cheap.
Long, and cheap.
Yeah, that too. Depending on which kind of movie you watch.
maybe not 3 hours long, but
No,
like
of course
long.
not. But feature length, possibly. Do you want this to be?
I mean, either like we could do either a long film or we could do multiple,
Like a
like an episode,
Series?
like a series. Yeah.
Well, if we're gonna do a slasher, I want to make like a '80s Jason Halloween or Friday Halloween
It could
Freddy.
be-
Well, maybe not Freddy Krueger style, but
It could be like I don't know, like multiple slashers throughout different seasons. we call it-
like have like a series. Yeah, I see what you
It'd
mean.
be called like the slasher, the collector series.
Oh my gosh, I just got an idea. We could do like something or like have multiple either short films or feature length films and like in a series form, like kind of merge them, and then do that also with Larry the Clown, and then crossover the Reject versus Larry the Clown.
You know what I have been thinking of is like, I just thought of this, and I want to say it before I forget it. If we like, I don't know how to put it.
Don't worry, we do this all the time. All the time being
All
2
the time.
episodes.
Well, like, not even.
Yeah. Well, this is the 3rd episode.
What was the first one?
First one was about the Lurker. The second one was about Johnny Allen's Hayride. This one's about the Reject.
Oh.
That's come to be.
I was thinking, we need to make some kind. You know how like Pixar has an opening.
Oh yes, I've tried to. I don't.
Warner Brothers has the Lion.
We don't have a title.
We don't have an
opening.
opening.
We do need to work on that. I've been thinking we could do. Let's let our viewers help. I mean, this is for y'all, of course. I was thinking a good idea would be like have multiple. We wait a little bit till we get about a few more of our iconic characters. Like we've got Grunt, we've got the Reject. Well,
the Clown.
Larry the Clown, of course, definitely our most iconic. The Lurker, and I was thinking like have the pictures the frames go through, and it's like and then splays all the pictures out on the screen, and then it says Murphy Productions.
Yeah, I mean I like that, but like
we do need something. It doesn't got to be that complicated. We do need something.
We need some kind of iconic something.
Exactly.
Kind of like Warner Brothers is the Lion.
Yeah, it's the that's not Warner Brothers, is it?
Yeah,
I thought that was.
No, I think there's different.
Warner Brothers is the thing with the big giant WB.
Yeah, it's got like
Pixar's Pixar's thing is the little lamp that bounces and then squishes the eye.
What's the?
Excuse me.
There's another one.
Disney's thing. Anyway, so let's get back on. So this episode, we've only been in for about 12 minutes. We try to get about 30, 45 minutes in. Right. So this episode, we're pretty much just going to be less talking to the audience, which is what we usually do. But we'll be talking about we're just going to be brainstorming ideas for the Reject. So my chair farted. So let's jump into it.
Another thing I've also been thinking about before I lose the train of thought.
Right.
You know how we're doing the theater?
Yeah. Oh yes. So Martin Theater. I've got to plug the other channel. Look up Downtown Lafayette Martin Theater. Theater, as my parents correct me all the time. Downtown Lafayette Martin Theater on YouTube. There's only one video right now for it. But please go subscribe to that. We are a non-profit organization trying to restore the historical Martin Theater in Lafayette Theater at Lafayette
Theater
at Lafayette.
Lafayette.
I'm going to start over. We are a non-profit organization working on restoring the historic Martin Theater in downtown Lafayette. So sorry. Now go ahead.
But I was thinking like, if we do that, we're gonna have major thing. Oh, and by the way, I would like to join your little committee.
The student branch.
Now that I'm
you're swore in.
Now that I'm done with basketball, and
I could very much use the help. I'm the head of the student branch, which is basically we're the footworkers of the Martin Theater.
But like I can go do stuff now and not have to worry about good old Coach Allen.
Exactly. Oh yeah, we love Coach Allen.
No, we don't.
He might see this.
I mean,
this is your uncle.
I love him, but I mean, sometimes we cross ways.
It's okay. That's how it's life. It's wonderful.
Anyway, but I was thinking like since we're gonna have major say and stuff that goes on once it's all done,
I think I know where you're going with this. Keep going.
I would say we put some films on there and some like even
that would be awesome.
I mean,
we
it
could
would get
have-
our name out there.
Yes,
more.
it would. If we could if I could convince the committee to let me us shoot
like,
one of our films.
If they're not like as a something, I'm not obviously not the opening night
Of course not.
because like
Well, we're not necessarily turning it back into a movie theater.
yeah,
It's going to be more of a community, like
Yeah.
beauty pageants could be held there,
but like
gatherings, that kind
we
of stuff.
could like we
But
could,
we still are going to show movies.
like we got lots of people who would let us post like a poster.
Oh,
on the
yes.
window.
Oh, yes. If
My
we
mom,
could
my
do
mom,
that,
and then the place next door, and then I'm sure Newman's,
we do need to.
Anthony's,
Anthony's would.
the courthouse would.
I don't know about the
Maybe-
courthouse, but
Maybe not.
definitely some of the smaller businesses around.
Deanna would put it on like the Lafayette Main Street.
Oh my gosh! If
Facebook.
we could have a showing of
We could
the
have, like,
Lurker or the Reject,
We could have
that'd
like
be awesome.
200 people there. you
Oh
know?
yes.
But also that brings me to the next thing. I think that we could do like I was thinking like even just like right after we get done with this,
Mhm.
like an Instagram.
An Instagram for
Like we go
Murphy
live
Productions?
like we could go live on Instagram. More people look at Instagram lives.
Oh,
You
yes.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
It's easy.
This is not. We're not going live trying to get live stuff. We're just. I think
Like,
that this is easier
This is
rather
good.
than video because my phone is not going to have that much storage. The video, 30-minute videos.
Well,
so
this
I
is-
just go live and then just make it.
Yeah, this is good
public.
because it's you can this stays on YouTube,
Mhm.
so like people can watch it later. But like Instagram is more of a thing where you could have 300 people.
Oh, yes.
easy. It's like
Mhm.
a normal thing to have 100, 200, 300.
And we could do that wherever.
Yeah, and we could post like cliplets, like
Uh-huh.
a trailer or
Which we do have trailers. Go check those videos
a
out.
trailer or we could put stuff out there like
Hopefully.
stuff the Martin Theater, we could put something out there for that,
Mhm.
different things.
The Martin Theater is backed by Murphy Productions.
Yeah. It's mainly back. It's actually just about 100% backed by Murphy Productions.
Also, I'd like to mention this. This is not this recent. It's been about a month or two. But we are officially on IMDb. So go check out Murphy. You can find Larry the Clown.
What is IMDb?
IMDb. It's Internet Movie Database, I think is
What
what it
is
stands
that?
for. It's like where you can find any kind of movie. It keeps up with
Yeah.
any movie that's ever been made.
Where do you put it at?
Hmm?
Where do you have to put it at to get that on there?
You can submit stuff, and
Oh.
I've submitted the Murphy Production stuff, and they took it.
I'll let you show me that after this is over.
Okay.
Sounds
Um,
pretty cool.
Let's see what else. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what if we're gonna do a slasher, which I think that's a good idea, and we can either. Do you think we should do the series? I would be fine.
I
with-
think the series is a good idea.
I think so too.
Even if it wasn't like we could make separate movies other than like a separate movie for each thing too,
Mm-hmm.
if we ran out of ideas or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I think just as an introduction, a placehold for the character.
Yeah.
we
Like
could
have
make-
like a little.
let's say we had like 10 episodes per character.
Okay.
And we had like 5 or 6 seasons.
I will say I've done a series on here before. It's not as easy as you would think to do a series, which I'm not opposed to it. I'm just saying it's really weird how you gotta station okay, so the series I'm talking about is the Falcor Visits, which was my first ever video on here.
Yeah.
I believe. I remember when I made it in the gym where if you go look on the basketball live streams, it was in that same gym that I made it during one of those games. But of course, before not the ones that I've live streamed, not those specific games, but you get what I mean. Anyway, but they're awesome. They're very fun to make, but I felt like after a while I ran out of ideas and it just had like a quick ending. But again, I am not opposed to doing a series. I want to set out the pros and cons of everything.
Like, we'll write the scripts
Mhm.
and we'll figure out what we're gonna do before we even start filming.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Well, like, sometimes we don't even do that.
Yeah,
Sometimes
no.
we just make it up on the go.
The Whispering Pines, which personally I did not like that much. Which AJ, I don't think you even have you watched Whispering Pines? It's our newest short film. It was created in one day, but I do stand by that it has the best character, like look out of anything with Grunt. I believe he was the creepiest looking thing next to Larry.
I'm on, if we do an Instagram
Mm-hmm.
and go live after this
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever, I would like to talk about some other stuff. So I'm gonna save some stuff.
Okay. Okay. Hey,
I'm gonna save some stuff.
check out I guess at this point, because obviously there's nobody that watches this. Some people do, but usually there's not. Like right now, there's nobody actually watching at this second, but people will come back and watch it
later. Maybe they'll decide.
And also, I have actually, right after this, now that I remember, I'm gonna try to get this on Spotify because it's free.
I think it is.
I think it's free. And if it does get on Spotify, of course, I want to get a good mic. That way, because it's probably echoey right now.
If we did Spotify, those mics, I mean, as close as we are, we could talk in the same mic.
Exactly.
It's
we could just have
like one of them
right
mics
here.
that's like, it's like that. It's like a little you know what I'm talking
I know
about, like
exactly.
gamers and
like the
real
arm
podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
Those are like $150.
What? Maybe we'll put together
good.
a little pool.
They're good.
Oh yes, I'm sure you could find some at Best Buy.
I'm sure we could even do before then, we could do headset.
I do have a headset, but my lovely dog decided to chew my $60 headset.
Gunther.
Old Gunther.
But I know those headsets ain't that much.
We will definitely work on a mic soon because I enjoy doing the podcast. Yeah. I like keeping our viewers in the know of what's going on.
Well, I didn't know. I was worried before this because I didn't know what to
talk about.
I thought I was gonna get stuck, but now I'm good, man.
It's just pretty much just us talk. We talk like this all the time. We brainstorm our ideas, but this is just a way that we keep you guys in the know. Well, what's coming.
We talk about this every day, just about
every time we're together.
We'll be at school walking down the hallway talking about this.
Hey, I got an idea.
Or especially like that. Like we're supposed to be asleep or something.
I have called. I don't know if I've ever called AJ, but I know I've called Hunter a million times at 12 in the morning. I'm like, listen, I've got a great idea for a scene in the Lurker.
Or even when we're at his house and I'll be half asleep and
Hey Jay, I got an idea. Hear me out. We have a race car.
Go to bed, Kim.
But I do enjoy doing a podcast. Now, I've also decided that Murphy Productions isn't just going to be... Most of our content is not content like this, where it's... I don't know how to say it. This is obviously real. This isn't, fictitious, our films and stuff. But I am going to start, because I have an idea for... I might I don't think I'm going to do a live on it. Don't think I'm going to do a podcast episode on it. But this is very off track. But I have this thing, and I don't know if it's a theory. I don't know what you'd call it. But I've come up with something called the Slasherverse. So I came up with it one day watching Freddy versus Jason, that movie where Freddy Krueger fights Jason Voorhees. And I got to thinking, I was like, well, if Jason and Freddy are in the same universe, in the same movie universe, I wonder
slashers
I wonder who else is in there.
And we talked about, didn't we talk this we talked a little bit about this, like the behind the scenes hayride.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't we talk about this
I think we talked about it a
on the
little.
way to Ty Hendricks' house?
Possibly, we may
I
have.
think we did, or like right when we were leaving the school, and it was like a 15-minute drive. We talked about something to do with this.
Possibly.
I
I don't remember.
I remember it was like,
If y'all really want to find out, you can go watch the video. Get a quick little plug in again.
but it was. I remember we brought up the idea, but we haven't talked about it since.
I would love to have a host. Would you like? I mean, a second host to help me explain it. I'd of course have to explain the whole thing to you, but anyway, I have watched. I think I had. I was on my phone and I'm live streaming from my phone, so I can't look right now. But I'm pretty sure I have close to 60 individual movies that I've connected through like Easter eggs and like for example, I know in Chucky and Child's Play, oh my gosh, it's the Seed or whatever it's called. It's like this. I don't remember.
Well, he's talking about stuff like in Red Dead 1 and Red Dead 2 for all you Red Dead lovers out there like us.
We very big Red Dead fans.
I don't even have to use a waypoint anymore. But like little details that you would have never thought of between Red Dead 1 and Red Dead 2. Like mentions in Red Dead 1 about people in Red Dead 2. So they were like together
the whole time.
Like they knew they were making Red Dead 2 before they even made it.
Exactly.
Like,
but so I've watched all the but I think like I said about 60 plus movies and like listened like I know there's one Chucky movie where Chucky shoots somebody in the head with a nail gun and it looks like Pinhead from Hellraiser, and he says, "Well, I know a guy that looks just like that." And I was like, "Well, technically that means Chucky's met Pinhead from Hellraiser." So that connects those movies and then stuff like that. So I want to do a video on like a deep dive into the slasherverse. Now, a quick little thing about that. There's a company called Blue Moon, right? And they have made so many movies. They have made hundreds of movies, I believe. And they're like the bottom of the barrel. No offense to Blue Moon, but they are like the bottom of the barrel movies. Except for this series called Puppet Master, which I'm sure you've heard of. That was like their diamond in the rough. And there was a reference to them in a Chucky movie. Therefore, I couldn't just pick and choose, so that connects them. Well, the thing about Blue Moon is most of their movies have had crossovers with each other. So I'm going to have to go down that whole rabbit hole to figure out, like, Ginger Dead Man and Evil Bong would be connected. Yes. And I'm pretty sure Ginger Dead Man has had a crossover with another movie called Demonic Toys, who's had a crossover with Puppet Master. Therefore, making Evil Bong a movie about an evil... I don't know if YouTube's okay with me saying bong. Too late now. But
it's a little late for that.
Evil Bong is in the same universe, technically, as Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger. Just think about that. While Jason's
I don't want to think about that.
while Jason's at Camp Crystal Lake chopping up people, there is an evil Bong just out there. But I do think that's pretty cool. Called it the slasherverse, even though there's some movies that aren't even slashers.
We need to wrap it up.
Yeah, we do have about. We'll talk a little bit more about.
But I would go check out. It's probably gonna be the same name.
The Reject.
No, I'm talking about the Instagram.
Oh yeah, the Instagram will probably just be Murphy Productions.
The Instagram will
Oh no, I knocked something over. It's okay.
We'll make another video at some time and like tag, or like we'll add it.
We'll have an announcement.
We'll add it in the
video.
bio.
Oh yes.
We'll add it in the bio. And
yeah, we're still good. But So yeah, that's about it. Thank you, AJ, for well, I guess he's staying, so kind of I forced him to be here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna live here now.
But we will be back same. Well, I guess not the same time, but same day next week. Tune in every Sunday for a new episode on the podcast. Is there anything else?
We'll
Keep an eye out on the reject.
keep eye on the Instagram. The Instagram will announce like 30 minutes before we go live on here,
Mm-hmm.
or like 30 minutes before we go live on.
Basically,
Instagram.
it'll be our promotional.
We might even do like I don't know yet. We can either do like on Saturday.
We'll have like an Instagram.
We'll have like an
live.
Instagram, and then Sunday we'll have a YouTube.
Yes, I think that's a
Or-
good idea.
And we'll have like a Instagram, but Instagram's so easy to set up.
Mhm. I just had an idea. I have a horror movie blank. Can you grab it right there? What would y'all think? I was thinking, because this is very, again, off topic. What if I like hung it up right here?
No, let's find something else.
But like, I mean, just temporarily. Here, give it to. I'm gonna show off my blanket my dad got me for Christmas. We can like hang it up in the back to make it a little bit more.
I was thinking of that. Like,
We'll figure something out.
Didn't you say that we could use the basement?
Well, I've used my mother is a photographer, so she has a little studio in the basement, and we've used it for some stuff. But
Or
I would love to. Actually, we have that other part. I don't see why we couldn't use that.
if there was a different part, we could keep doing this, obviously, until we get done.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we make
fix
the
it up,
rules.
and we'd have a streaming.
We could
Right.
have like a little streaming room down there.
Like, we could do everything. down
Only
there.
problem with that would be people above us walking. Yeah, you can. I don't know. We'll have to do a little bit of testing, but we'll wrap it up for tonight. Thank you guys. AJ, would you like to? I take a lot of. I've said in the first episode of this, I take inspiration from Dead Meat. So, do you have any kind of socials you'd want to plug, like social
mine?
media, like you want your TikTok or something like that?
TikTok is. I don't know my TikTok. Sounds pretty bad, don't it? AJ
AJ.
Knowles 2009,
There you go. Go find him on TikTok.
and then on Instagram, Alan.Knowles.
There you go. Yeah, I think that's it.
All right.
Well, thank you for
Thank
watching.
you for tuning in.
AJ, possibly next week. We don't know. Maybe.
Depends.
We don't do much planning. That's kind of biggest problem with Murph Productions. We don't plan anything.
If so, probably on Sunday,
I know that we.
Valentine's weekend.
Oh yeah. So we'll definitely do it Valentine. We'll definitely do it Sunday, but we don't know who's going to be on there. It may just be me, but who
Yeah.
knows? All right. Well. Oh, and by the way, if it's not obvious that I've got a stand now because usually it's right there on my computer, way down there. But
Instagram, you can do like I could be at my house.
oh yeah, we
And
can.
you can
Oh,
be
there we
here.
go. He's
And
big
so-
brain. I think you could actually do that on here too.
We could do that.
I don't know, but maybe both channels would have to. We're getting off track. We're trying to let these wonderful viewers go. Okay, thank you for watching. This has been the Murphy Productions Podcast.
All right.